Good weekend, all. Ira Epstein with your ETF Spider Stock Market Wrap-Up, your weekend edition. And this is for Friday, March 1st, 2024. It's been a fun week to trade in Spider's ETFs and stocks, period, all right? A lot of action, a lot of in and out. I was patient, waited for certain ones to come to you, and they came, and they've moved in a funny way, but good way. We'll see if AMC can get any life with Dune. If it doesn't pick up from that, it's got real serious issues. As you take a look at some of these other markets, you had a big rally today in TLT and BND. The market is seeming to change of colors again, and it's saying to itself, okay, we've seen that inflation data. It's not so bad. Fed members are not thinking there's a trend with it. The stock market's adding a lot of wealth. Everything should go up around it. And today was just like a buying spree, a blind one, a melt up at times. I was watching things going, whoa, look at how these things are just moving out in unison, and they did. It was interesting. I decided this time to take a look at one that didn't move. And what's the point of showing you something that's exploded? I figure, why don't we take a look at something that's been going sideways, and maybe from there there'll be some action. Chesapeake Energy, as you know, they're big in natural gas. They said they're going to cut back their production. You can see how the market is acting right through there. The pattern is bullish. It's got higher lows and higher highs. The market is over the 18-week average. So I'd look for support probably around the 79.45 level. I don't think it should get back under 74.70. First resistance, if it wants to continue this trend, is around the 86.80 level. And that ties in with the other Bollinger Band at 86.39. So I can see where the resistance point is there. And in terms of momentum, pointing up, it's gotten itself overbought. I consider any level over 70 to be a bit overbought. In Microsoft, the market had come down on the daily charts, came down to a perfect area, held. It held on the weekly. All it's got to do now is keep holding here, and then you've got the potential for the 425 level. If you lose the embedded reading and it closes under 79, you open the door up to go back to the 18-week average of closes. Now, KRE got hit because, you know, the New York Community Bank, you've heard what's going on. You saw it get absolutely demolished in price again this week. As they said, there's improprieties. They're not the only company that's using that word about accounting. There's a number of them that have come out recently. But in banking, how do you get that through the auditors and all? That's what I can't figure out. But lower highs, lower lows, this thing could be headed back as the regional part, if that weighs on the market in a big way, to the 42.10 level. Had that not happened, I don't know that you'd be down here, but you know, it's still problematic for these small commercial area banks. When you look at the Chinese number, the MCHI, you've come right up to the resistance point. So now it's China's turn to either come to the table in March, as they said they would, with economic plans that the market will either think are great or they're going to say they're not enough. You've come all the way up to the point now where you're back to the area where there could be some short selling. Traders won't want to see the market much over this level. Let's call it the $41 level for all purposes. And this is a key zone for the market. Pros are probably thinking more short than long unless something happens. In XLI, the industrial sector's been on a tear. You do realize if you take a look at this low right here, every single week you have made a higher high. You haven't backed off at all. That's literally most of 2024. So for the first 8 weeks of the year, and this is what you've had, it's market after market that has soared to the upside. In the energy sector, all I keep hearing on TV is everybody's buying energy. You're at a resistance point and you're overbought. No, I'm not bearish. Want to be ultra clear. But also, I'd never tell clients to buy a Bollinger Band. In UUP, if this market gets now under 27.97, you open the door for the dollar index to turn itself down. If the dollar turns down, that's probably friendly for this market, the gold. Gold is right up to the key resistance of the 19300 level and overbought. It's been waffling back and forth in here, Will it be able to break out? In silver, a close over 21.37 should be taken to be bullish the market. You're right at the resistance areas right now looking for trends. So a lot of these markets this week are going to determine, in my opinion, what they want to do. It's going to be an exciting week of trading. Lilly, not through. You know, are we going to the 1,000 level as many people think? Well, the big question, of course, for Lilly is competition, but they've got such great products coming out that they probably got a couple of years on everybody at this point. The question is, where do you come into them? Well, I don't teach that you buy an upper Bollinger Band. You generally get back within that number. It is embedded. I think on the first good break, and one will come because of gravity or whatever. You're looking for ways in on that. In Uber, just look at the difference of this chart with Lyft. Lyft is struggling for its direction. This hasn't really stopped on the run to the upside. This owns this field. And you know, when you own a field, you really own something phenomenal. Then we get into the nuclear products, and they just can't do anything. Now, you got down cheap enough against the lower Bollinger Band to finally get a bounce in the market, but it's just not a good product yet. And what else can you say? And in Google, it just hasn't mastered the artificial intelligence. Everything around it goes up. Here's an enterprise that should be able to do it, and they have not been able to do it. Shame on them. We've got to do better than that for what they're at. They're such a big company, and yet they're not performing. Not so good. Maybe you have to drop them, cover one of the others. I'm going to remind you again, our free offers, all you need to do is move your cursor here, go to iraepstein.com over the weekend, free offers. You can get my research. I put them out twice a day. It's meant to be short, but it's, when I say short, bullet points, ideas for trading, what's coming up, where's it coming up. I think you'll find it fascinating. And all our other brochures, there's much more than this. This page goes down, and then you just choose what you want by clicking the blue. It goes into a cart, and we get it out to you within a business day or so. I'm Ira. You have a great weekend, everyone. I'll catch up with you Monday morning. Take care.